didn't use Twitch for a long time, so I'm not even sure I can see the chat. I should, and the sound should work, and I'm recording also. So everybody's talking about ChatGPT, and I will try to generate SQL queries with ChatGPT, because I'm a bit skeptical about it, but maybe it can help. And to do that, what I will do is I have a tutorial in the YugabyteDB free cloud. We have a tutorial when we connect with some sample queries and explanations about the queries. So I will try to check if ChatGPT can generate the queries for that. So I'm connecting to my Yugabyte cloud. Probably need to put that larger. So if you create a free account on the Yugabyte cloud, you have a free database and a tutorial where you can create the sample tables, depth amped, classical one, and I will directly put them to ChatGPT. Not sure it will understand without saying hello or anything. I will just put my DDL there. And I will create them in the tutorial. I did it before, so dropping and creating them. The next step is to insert data. So what is ChatGPT saying? Okay, it's just describing my tables. Why not? Just reading SQL. So let me first run the inserts there. Yeah, I have to insert departments before. Okay, and I will just copy that to ChatGPT. Not sure it is useful that it has data, but who knows? Maybe it can infer data types or anything. It's supposed to be intelligent. But basically, this is what I would provide if I'm asking someone to help me write a query. If someone can tell me in the chat if you can hear me, because I'm not completely sure. Okay, thank you. I didn't use Twitch for a long time and I wasn't sure about the sound settings. Okay, then we will start something. So that's the basic data, and then the next step is the tutorial. So we have multiple scenarios there to show the power of SQL, and we'll take the first one. Of course, I know this tutorial because I contributed to build it when we deployed, when we had the cloud GA. So the first query is update salary for all employees who are not managers and display the new result. So that's just the title. There is not enough information. For example, there is not how much we want to increase the salary, but let's put that to ChatGPT and see what it is telling us. You can update the salary of all employees who are not managers using following SQL commands. So update amp, oh, network error. Okay. And I also asked to display the new result. Let me do that again. If I have, yeah, okay. Update amp set salary equals salary plus 1000 where job is different than manager. So that's interesting because it's correct about the job name. I will test that later to see if it was looking to my data or just a guess. What I want to change is the number. The increase is 100. Change the increase to 100 instead of 1000. So that's cool with ChatGPT. ChatGPT has the context, so it still knows that I want to do that for all jobs that are not managers. So set sal plus 100, job different manager. But he forgot that I wanted to display the new result. Add the display of new result. I don't know if it helps, but I say good to tell ChatGPT that I'm happy with the update. So what I expect here is an update returning. Okay. That's not really what I want. Please combine the update and the select in one statement. Using a subquery in the from clause. Okay, I don't think I need a subquery, but why not? That works. Select. So this update returns everything and returns amp no ename sal. Ename sal employee number. Yeah. I will run that. I think I'm happy with this query. If I run that. So I'm using Yugabyte database, which is Postgres compatible. And yeah, that's the result. Salary is increased. Okay, really cool. Now I'm curious to know if it guesses that the value of the job is manager just because I called it manager. Let me check what I have there. Select star from amp. What if I say salesman? But I will write it in 2 words. Please do the same for salesman instead of manager. because I have no idea if ChatGPT parsed my inserts to know the data. Wow, this looks cool. Salesman's, yeah. Please do the same for the boss. No, president of the company, for the president of the company. That's cool. And if I just want to show the ename and sal, do the same without showing amp number. That's really cool. This is exactly the query I had for that. Do the same without a city. Do the same without a city. But doesn't matter. If your database doesn't support the with clause, or you don't want to use it. Okay, but now I want to add the returning clause. Add returning clause. That's really cool. This is exactly my query. Ename sal. A new salary. Okay. Change the output colon name from sal to new salary. Maybe change is not the right thing. I want to do a projection, an alias. Oh, that's perfect, huh? I have exactly the same query with president because I asked for president, but I have exactly the same query. Good. Let's go to the second scenario we have in this tutorial. Yeah, and before I see a question, so this Yugabyte lab is just when you go to cloud.yugabyte.com, you can create a free account. And with the free account, you can create a free database. And when you connect to the free database, you have a tutorial just to show the features. The feature, basically, Yugabyte is reusing Postgres. It's a distributed storage. Actually, I'm not using exactly the free one. I'm using I have 3 nodes there. So my database is distributed in 3 availability zones in a Google region. I think, yeah, this is there. And when you connect, or what I did just above, when you connect, you have a tutorial just to show that you can use all features from Postgres. Basically, all that you can do it from Postgres. Okay, I'm really impressed. I was able to get my query only discussing with ChatGPT, and I started with the description. So let's do the same for the second scenario. I do not even read it. I paste it there. Sorry, did I paste it? Okay, I paste it there to say list all employees earning more than their manager using a self-join query. And I see that we have a typo there. Manager should be singular. And while I'm there, I've seen also, yeah, no, that was the typo. So let's run the code. First, let me show you what I add in the here, what I expect. So I use a self-join to show which employees earn more than their manager. And manager is, should it be plural? Should it be singular? I think I'm checking only the first manager, so it's singular. It should be singular. And what about the query suggested by ChatGPT? So I have the right result. Different order of columns, I don't care. I will ask to add the name. It shows me the salary. Yeah, the only thing is that I want the name instead of the employee name instead of the employee number. Yeah. I called manager salary, employee salary. And this is the name of the manager that I cannot see there. That's really cool. I mentioned the self-join. Yeah, I don't know. Let me try just, if I didn't mention using a self-join, I think there is no other possibility, but maybe now that it has the context, it will do the same, but you can use a self-join. Yeah, okay. I don't know if it learned from my previous question or not. Yeah. So add the employee name and remove the emp no. Add the manager name. Add the manager name and remove the emp no. But I'm already really happy with the query that came there. A lot of people are using ChatGPT. Yeah, I demand. Let me check if I can go back there. Okay. Add, no, manager name. Amp, no. In the previous query. I hope the context is still there. And let's check that. That's really cool. Yeah, to remove the salary, but yeah. So discussing with ChatGPT, I can get the query, and the most important thing there is that I never got a wrong result. Maybe incomplete from what I wanted to do, but never a wrong result. So that's really good. The next scenario was about prepared statement. Get salary for an employee with a prepared statement. Let me put that here. So what we expect here is prepare a statement with a parameter so that we can call it passing an employee name or different employee names without rewriting the statement. And that's also better for performance. And at the end, we deallocate the prepare statement. It stays in the session. So what ChatGPT suggests there, something very similar. Prepare get salary from an int, and yeah, those are integers. The employee name, employee number, yeah, and select sal, execute. Wow, even tell me to deallocate at the end. Let me run that. So prepare, I run it for a number, salary is there, and for another number. That's really cool. Is it another number? Okay. No, it's the same. It's just saying you can also execute command and passing the parameter in the same line, like this. Yeah, that's the same. Huh? You can also execute the command and passing the parameter in the same line. Yeah. Okay. No problem. But that works. Let's do something tricky just to see. In my example, I was looking at the salary of employee 7900. Select star from AMP, where AMP no equal. So now, with the prepared statement, with this prepared statement, get the salary from James. So the prepared statement is from the employee number, and I'm putting a name. And there are two solutions there. Either it selects, as I did, to get the number from the name, or it looks at the data that I have inserted. But this is amazing, huh? So in addition to generating SQL statements, ChatGPT has read my data, saying that this number was James. Wow. And now, using with the prepare statement, get the salary from all sales managers. I'm just trying to see the limit of it because that was really good. Okay. This will not work because I have many managers. Cannot use, and also cannot use a subquery. Okay. Another approach would be to retrieve all managers and their salaries. Yeah, you don't need the prepared statement for that. Yeah. And we cannot call the prepared statement. Yeah. Or maybe can you write PLPG SQL for that? like begin, selecting the managers, and for each execute the prepare statements. Okay, this is just encapsulation. This is not really PLP disk. Okay, but that was already quite good for the prepared statement. Scenario 4, create and analyze an index on the fly. So that's different on a different set of data. I will not try that. That was just to show that in SQL we can create indexes online. This one is probably really interesting. List the hierarchy of employees under a manager. And I want to test with join. And using with recursive, I will remove that. Let's see if ChatGPT comes with a recursive query. Because if you want to write the hierarchy, you need a recursive query in Oracle Connect By or in ANSI SQL with recursive. I never mentioned that I'm using Postgres. I don't know if ChatGPT is generating Postgres syntax just because it is the most popular open source database, or because from the DDL and DML it guessed that I'm using Postgres. Actually, I'm using Yugabyte, but the syntax is the same because the SQL layer is based on Postgres. Let me run that. So is that the hierarchy? I will run my query there and compare. So I have Jones. Under Jones, I have Scott and Ford. And under Scott, I have Adams. And under Ford, I have Smith. So I have the information there. But I want to explicitly mention who manages who. But this is good stuff, huh? Employee number, name. I just want to add. Of course, the order is different, but it doesn't really matter. Different way to write the query, yeah, because yeah, with close. So I want to add, the equivalent of connect bypass in Oracle. Yeah, the pass. Who manages who? Good. Please add a text column saying who manages who. Not sure that my question is really clear. I also like the comments that are put there. Anchor query that retrieves the manager, recursive query that retrieves the employees under the manager. So it clearly explains how the with recursive is built. You have the first one and the second one reading from the previous iteration of the first one. Whoa. E-name is managed by. This is really cool, huh? This is so similar to the query I had before. Jones. Yeah. So Ford. Should add another Bible. So Jones manages Scott, who manages Adams. Jones manages Ford, who manages Smith. Jones manages Ford. Uh-oh. Jones manages Scott. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I asked the question in the different way. So Jones is the manager of Scott and Ford, and Scott and Ford manages. So that's totally right. If I want to show it the other way, but this is because in my question, please show it the other way, like, oh, let me reconnect there. Like Jones, like Scott is managed by Jones. I'm giving an example. I was disconnected from there, but no problem. I can. Oh, I already have all that. Next. How do I go to the next step? I will run my tutorial again because I don't remember where I was. And in the meantime, checking what GPT came with. Okay, this is my password. Checking what ChatGPT mentioned there. Ford is managed by Jones. Scott is managed by Jones. So that's exactly what. Oh, that's exactly what I wanted. Do I have to go to all steps to see the tutorial? I don't remember how this works. I create a table. Next step, I insert data. Already there. Yeah. To see the scenario, you need to click on insert, even if data is already there. That was about recursive queries, right? And this is what ChatGPT suggested. And this is what I expected, which is, yeah, no, that's again, who manages who. Okay. Did I really run that? Is managed by? Okay, yeah. I don't want is managed by, I want who manages who. Please show it as And I will just give an example. So what I rent is this one, where I take just an example, but maybe I'm asking too much more or more. My question is not so clear. But all queries generated were working on Postgres compatible like Yugabyte without any problem. And for me, the most important is that there is no wrong result. Okay. This is exactly the same. So that's the query from ChatGPT. And that's the query I wanted. And it's not the same order, but I didn't mention any order by, so doesn't really matter. But really cool for management. That's really cool because recursive queries are not so easy to write if you are not used to them. The next scenario was regex matching. List all employees matching Gmail and org email domains using text pattern. So I will not say how. I will just ask my question to ChatGPT. Basically, what I expect there is Gmail and org email domains. So I want only the emails with a .org and gmail.com. And I would do that with regexp.org something, and yeah. And now ChatGPT, I copy the code and we look at it later. Wow. Did it really come with the same query? Select star from AMP, where email, like. So it didn't use a regexp. Okay. So there is a difference. I have the same result, but there is a difference. I just wanted any .org. But ChatGPT realized that in my set of data, I have only acme.org. Which means that if you want to try it, it's good to provide good sample data that covers all the different cases. But that's a good idea. Please, don't know if it's better to say please, but please change acme.org to any org domain. But that's really the way I expect this thing to work. Provide a sample of data that covers all cases. Anyway, you need to do that if you want to test. That's not really what I wanted. Okay. Now, if I explicitly mention using a regexp, But my question required a bit more intelligence to know exactly what is a domain. Because I said domain for gmail.com and .org by itself is not a domain, it's just a top level domain. Yeah. So that's the regex, okay. How could that be more explicit? Matching Gmail domain and .org. This looks good, huh? So here, any those are equivalent and those are equivalent also. It uses a or where I uses any and an array, but that's the same. Can you use array instead of or? ChatGPT also say, never say no, I can't. It's always say yes. What? Yeah, that yeah, it uses array, but yeah, not really in the way I expected. Okay, but that's already really good. Let me check the next scenario. I have arithmetic on date intervals. Find employees with overlapping evaluation period using I'm not sure the question is really clear. The what I went there. Let's see the result. Can I? Hope it's not too small. So the result I want is overlapping period. Overlapping evaluation period. So yeah, we need more. I consider an evaluation period as the hire date plus a few months. If for a manager, the evaluation period is 3 months, for another employee, it's 4 weeks. Of course, ChatGPT, I didn't ask explicitly for that, so it cannot guess. My idea is that you build the evaluation period and then you see the overlapping, but I need to be more precise in my question. What I don't really like with ChatGPT, it never asks questions. As a human, I would ask, what do you mean by evaluation period? ChatGPT just guesses that there is an eval start date. Sorry, I forgot to mention what that the evaluation period is calculated from the hire date and the job. Managers have 3 month evaluation period. Managers and president. We'll see later. Maybe he knows that the president is a manager. Others employees. Other employees have for week. You can use the case statement to check the job colon and calculate the evaluation period based on that, and then join table with itself, comparing the evaluation start and end date for each pair of employees. Wow. Case job manager, then hire date plus interval 3 months, else hire date plus interval 4 months. That's not bad. Huh? I will just have to mention that president is also a manager. So what I want to say is that Miller, King, Turner, Martin, Ward, Allen is overlap. Oh, yeah. That's not really good. So this has the hire date and the evaluation end date, which I think is okay. I can run this subquery to check it. So I have the hire date and evaluation period end date for the King, for a manager. John was manager, right? 3 months, and Adams was an employee, so 1st of December, 4 weeks. So this part is good. So this is self-join. We run different employees, and yes, that's what I was doing. I didn't say different, I said higher because I don't want both ways. So this is why I have too many rows. Okay, here my question was not clear enough. I went the same department, but it used correctly the overlap period. So the fault is not on ChatGPT, it's on my question that was not precise enough. Good. Same, but knowing that president is also a manager. So I'm not sure my question is clear, but I expect a job in manager president. Oh, really cool, really cool. It's even better, I think, the case with the different cases. So that's perfect. The hire date for manager and president. This is really nice, huh? So good. Restrict the comparison to employees in the same department. So what I want here is same department number. And ChatGPT says you can add a join with depth table. I don't really need the join to it. That will make the query quite complex. I should have mentioned the same department number. But why not? I mean, by same department, it joins to the department to get the name. We've added depth. Yeah. Good, 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 good. I like this. Paste. Chung. So this is ChatGPT answer. This is my answer. And the only difference, yeah, except what is displayed. So Miller King. I have King Miller and Miller King. Turner Martin and Ward Allen. So the only thing is that I don't rent both pairs because actually they are the same. And in my query, I did that with higher than. What if I try to explain that in English? Good. Please show only, how do you say, one way? Only one way, one row for each pair of employee. I don't want to give too much things like starting with, oh yeah, I could have said that I want to list first by alphabetical order. I don't know. Yeah. But again, I never got a bad result. I just got something that doesn't fulfill exactly what I had in mind. Another by, okay. Yeah, so I was mentioning the order and then it added. Okay. Fact is, I don't really know how to say that in English. In SQL, I just said instead of comparing only those with a different name, I want to compare those with higher name. Instead of showing different two employee pairs, get only the first pair by alphabetical order. I don't know if my question is really clear. I think this is where a human can help, asking more questions. What do you mean by that? Or giving an example. Ah, I'll try another approach. I will just copy paste the result I want and ask to write the query for it. Kind of query by example. Okay, so this is not what I wanted, but okay. I will copy that. Please change the query to get exactly that from the set, from the data sample you have. That run on the sample data have. So still, according to the context, calculating the arrival date for president 3 months, for manager 3 months, for others 4 weeks. Then it selects ename depno arrival date, evaluation end, ename date. Okay. Look, it has seen that I provided only 3 rows, and then it added a limit. Or the limit was already there? Wow. Yeah, but still not exactly what I want. Yeah, so that one at least is easy to check. I asked for something like that, and I get something a bit different. Alan, what? Yeah, this is about showing only one pair. I don't want a limit, but yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Crosstab view. List sum of salary per job and department using a crosstab pivot query. I think this one is quite clear. Salary per job per department. So you know the group by, and I explicitly ask for a crosstab pivot query. So 2 names for the same thing, crosstab. A crosstab query, also known as pivot query, is used to transpose rows into columns, effectively pivoting the table. In Postgres, you can use the crosstab function. And that's right, I can use the crosstab function. The only thing is that, okay, yeah. Here I didn't use the crosstab function. I used the crosstab view in PSQL, but we can use the crosstab function. I just think that we need an extension for that. We'll see. No function matches crosstab. I think we need to create. Let's ask ChatGPT. What if I just put the error message I have? Wow. Exactly. We need this extension. That's a Postgres extension, but because Yugabyte is Postgres compatible, we have it. And then if I run the same query, invalid return type 6 colon, okay. I will put the error. So the crosstab function, the name. Values accounting research say. Okay, we'll see that. Seems that the query is missing one column. I'm not even reading the SQL, I'm just trying to see if it works. Invalid return type. This no. Okay, I don't remember exactly how the crosstab function works. I think that the idea is there. I want a job, dname and sal. Job, dname and sal from the join. Those are the values of the job. Yeah, that's not exactly what I wanted, but accounting sales research, accounting research, sale, operations. The crosstab, yeah. Can you use the PSQL crosstab view? It's just easier to write through that because it's dynamic. I don't really want. I want an example with my data. Oh yeah. See, like the name each of and join with an order by. I think this is exactly what I want, except that you need to run crosstab view after the query, not before, I guess. So that, and now crosstab view. Is that the same as what I wanted? Oh, I have to reconnect. We have a timeout on the web shell. Of course, I can connect with any Postgres client. We were in scenario built-in function crosstab view. Okay, so that was the result I expected. And this is the query from ChatGPT. Let me do it again. This is the query I expected, and crosstab view with the query from ChatGPT. And of course, I didn't mention that I wanted to pivot the other way, but that's good. Good. Now I want the job in columns and department in row. Good. Now with jobs in column and department in row. Well. A lot of people on ChatGPT. Okay, while it's doing that, we'll check what can be interesting for the next ones. Split emails in 3 groups and format them. But I don't really, 3 groups. We'll see what it comes with. And next, gene indexes, text search, stored procedures, triggers, material use. So that's basically what we have seen. Maybe didn't understand that it's a question. Please do the same, but with jobs in colons. Okay, if ChatGPT is overloaded, I will do that. But yeah, I reload, and the good thing is that we have an history. Yeah, and then I will tell it to put the crosstab view at the end. Huh? But so I check that. So now I have the jobs, and the department was this one. Huh? Okay, I don't have an order by. It has an order by, so I will run mine order by. Always better to have an order by. 1, 2, and cross tab view on that. So that's my query with an order by. And now pasting ChatGPT's query. We have exactly the same. Good. Okay, it's trying again with the function. But missing the number of columns. I'm not sure we... Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, and yeah, something, yeah. Okay, I think I will nearly stop there because ChatGPT is too busy for me. But I'm really impressed by the result. Split email in 3 groups. The question by itself means nothing. But ChatGPT never says that my question is incomplete. Oh, guessing some groups. Yeah, why not? Group into 3 buckets by employee number, order of employee number. That's the question I really want to ask. I will test this one just to see what happens with that while I'm doing it, but not sure. That's quite fun. I see a question. Please alter the query to not show a duplicate in the opposite order. Yeah. That was for the question. I will try again. I will try again the question about the overlapping. Yeah. First, let's see what comes from there. Okay. Back to the overlapping question. Here I'm really trying to see if ChatGPT remembers the context. Okay, too many. I cannot use ChatGPT anymore. But yeah, that's a good question. Alter the query to not show a duplicate in the opposite order. Yeah. Okay, that's all for today. But I must say that it's the first time where I see something really professional, I would say, that can really help. For me, it would be better an engine that generates SQL from specification in English, or anything that generates code from specification in English. I would prefer that it asks a few questions to be sure not to misinterpret something, and also a way where we can do something like query by example. But so yeah, good. Anyway, if you want to use Yugabyte database for free, this is on cloud.yugabyte.com. And yeah, just something else before stopping. You have all information to contact me. I'm a lot on Twitter. I'm of course on LinkedIn. I'm also on Mastodon. I have an email. I'm developer advocate at Yugabyte. So my job is to discuss with users, get feedback, help them to using Yugabyte, which is a distributed SQL database, so that can scale horizontally and still very compatible with Postgres, and same freedom as Postgres because Yugabyte is fully open source as well. Okay, thank you very much. I will upload the record on YouTube also. Bye-bye.